Fear of failure is good. Fear of failure will keep you up at night, planning and rehearsing and going over contingencies. Fear of failure will keep you training hard.
What's up, Regal Cat family and traders? I'm back again for another video, and this one is how to read the charts, right? How to read some of these charts and understand what it's telling you. So first and foremost, I'm gonna go over first a chart that I have already charted in levels, and then I'm gonna go over a naked chart. I have no levels, no nothing. I'm gonna kind of put it together so you guys can learn with me and kind of understand how you can, really open up any chart and just chart it and see what it looks like. So first and foremost, we're gonna start this off with SPY, right? SPY main market right here, and pretty much what I'm looking at is I have my levels, my zones on here, meaning buyers are in the green zones, sellers are in the red zones. That tells us every time buyers, or every time we're at these zones right here, we know that there are buyers hanging around here, right? We know that every time we get to this level, we usually bounce or something happens there, meaning big institution orders are sitting there waiting to get filled down here, right? And we know this because we get on a higher time frame, the hourly, and look out, and every time we get to these zones or these areas of price action, we kind of see how, like, what we did there. Same thing, bounce, came right back out. And a lot of these levels, right, are older levels that continuously work. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel or keep putting on new levels and things like that. These levels continuously work, and they're gonna keep working every time you get to that price action, right? So I just want to kind of preface that, or this video, with understanding that once you put these levels on, they're really not going to change. And I can show you an example of that. Let's just pick one. Tesla, right? We came down, let's see, Thursday, 237, the 238 level right here, right? We held that, wicked off it, bounced. And how do we know that level was good? Because we'll just change it green for right now, that buyers are there, right? When was the last time we even got to that level? Oh, look, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days where we got to it, held, and then ripped out of it. So we knew that if we had this level in mind going in a few days ago, once we're dumping, selling off to it, we're probably gonna hold there, right? At least a little bounce. So, and that's exactly what we got. It held there, bounced, gapped overnight, and ran to 248. So that was a $10 move in this little area right here. If you just realize, that zone or that level was very important, right? So it's important to understand that these levels don't change, and some are more important than others. Some hold a lot better than others, and that's based on a lot of other kind of factors, which I'll get into that just a little bit later. But right now, I'm just kind of keeping things very simple for the beginners and things like that. So let me go find a stock real quick that has no levels. Here we go. Let's just pick a random stock, right? We're looking at it on the hourly. Just looking at it, look at that. Looks like a mess, sure, if you're just looking at it in hourly. So what you want to do is get on the hourly and kind of just look at it. So what is this telling me? Okay, so the past few days we're going up here, so we know we're on an uptrend. So on the very basic right now, it's saying we're going up, but how do you know we're going to keep going up? How do you know this is, continuously? So if we get on the 4 hour, we just kind of zoom out. Okay, it doesn't look too, special. Nothing looks too crazy or special, right? So let's try and chart this then. How do we read this? First things first, keep it super simple, right? Let's just start putting down some levels. Down here, we know we held and we went higher on the past few days. I'm on the hourly. I'm just looking at the last few days, right? Okay, so now I'm looking at down here where the body of the candles are kind of coming together and holding. So right there looks pretty good. And I'm not even going to be perfect about this, right? I'm just going to lay down some levels, because that's the thing. You don't have to be perfect about this. You just have to know where buyers and sellers are at. So, okay, we know buyers are down here. So I just did the body of the candle, put down a level, and I'm coming down to the lowest point, which I see 1308 right here. It's telling me on the chart, 113.08. So let me put that down right there. All right, so we know right there, but buyers are down here, and I'm just drawing a little rectangle right now just to kind of highlight it. I get a little fancy with it. just kind of help me out. So okay, that looks pretty good. Last time we were in this price action, right, we held it, we gapped the next day, right? Last time we got to it, rejected, came to it, buyers, and then gapped us up. So okay, I like that. Now let's look for selling, right? Let's look for sellers. Well, we did sell off randomly right here a few days ago, 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago, right up here. Okay, same thing, hourly. Let me go for the body right there. Change that red. And then, of course, I'm going to look for the wick. The wick is probably about right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to draw about right there. Not bad. And now we kind of zoom out a little bit. Where does that make sense? Yeah, it makes pretty much sense. Every time we got back to this, we sold off, back to it, sold off. Okay, I like it. So let's see if that makes sense on the 4 hour, right? Let's go to the 4 hour. And it makes a lot of sense because look at that, 4 hour holding there. Every time we got to it, we either sold off a little bit, held. So we know sellers were there until we got above it, right? So very easy. We know we're in some type of, range, right? This is all range, buyers, sellers. And once we finally got to a point where, a side finally broke, right? We don't know what side is gonna break. We just know our levels, but we know we're ready for it, right? And we know that, once a side does break, that there's gonna be follow through finally, right? We're gonna see follow through. So what we could do is kind of go back a little bit longer on the 4 hour, and we can just real quick kind of draw another downside level. Where are we seeing accumulation of candles? About right there, right? I like that. I just throw that right there, right there. I like that. And then we'll throw another one. That's with the body right there. Let's do the candle right there. So we know that if we ended up losing up here at 113 level, we were gonna come right down to the 109, 108. Now, the fact that we broke above this 117 level, right? How do we know if it can go higher, where we're at on that, right? So let's try and see if we can spot some more levels on the upside and kind of things like that. What's making sense? So no sellers are up here, buys are up here. What happens when we break above those sellers, right? Okay, let's get back on the hourly. Let's look and see what we can find. Well, first, before we go back to any price action or like later dates, let's just see what we have right here, right? Let's just see. So 2 big bodies on the hour came together right here. I'm just gonna set a blue line there, meaning that's a level for us. Normal level. You can choose any colors, but for me, I like doing things that help me out mentally when we're in the midst of the trade, right? Or market's open and chaos is going. So keep it easier for myself. I'm just drawing a blue line. Blue line for me represents normal support resistance level, depending on what side you're on, right? If we're above it, notice how this big candle, it was a resistance. We opened up above it. Notice how we ripped pretty hard above it, right? So okay, now we're up here. I'm seeing kind of accumulation. Let me see. I'm just gonna draw this actually right here, a little bit of a demand. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. I'm just gonna draw a little bit of a demand, meaning sellers were here and then it turned into buying as we got above it. And that's just based off what those candles are telling me, right? We got to it, we see some selling pressure right here on that candle. And then we kind of see a dip right here. In these 2 candles, that just tells me sellers are up here. Could be profit taking. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It just tells us that some sellers are there. And if you get on the 15, it can make a little bit more sense. So you see that. So those accumulation, those candles. Of course, the buyers cleared them out. So we want to make note of that zone as a support, right? So if we get back to it, we can hold it. And then let me draw a blue line. Let's just draw the blue line at the bodies right here. Beautiful. All right, super rough, but I'm gonna show you how just being rough with it, just raw levels like this, it's super simple, right? As long as you know where things are gonna hold and then where you enter, where to be selling, things like that works. Okay, so now we scroll out. When was the last time price action was at these levels, right? Let's go check our work. Okay, how long ago? This is, there we go, August. Not too much, but notice how last time we were in the channel right here, we saw selling and we rejected pretty hard off it. So those levels make sense. Okay, so the last time we were near here was July. All right, So we see that the last time we were here, this makes sense with our zone, the green zone. This same zone right here where we randomly kind of sold off in that midday where I was like, you know, we can use that, the 121 level. It makes sense because look, sellers were there. And then blue line right here, the next day we opened up near that blue line and sold off all the way down to our 117 level right there where it held. Because notice how that was an old demand level, right? And then went from there. Now it's still demand level because we're above it now, but on a higher time frame, look how important that is. We were above it, it held. We got under those red lines and we couldn't get above it. Once we finally got back to it where we're ping-ponging and then broke above it, you can tell right there that it was an important level and it works. Now that we're above this, it is considered a demand, meaning buyers took over, and it is considered a more of a support now once we get back to it. So now we're looking for resistance kind of above us, right? What is our levels above us? And we see around here on July 23rd, we see some accumulation. So let's go for it up there, body, and then the highest point 125.35 right there. I like that. Let's see if we can see anything else. Look how that makes a lot of sense right here. Let's go a little bit higher. Last time we were around, okay, I'll just draw some blue lines real quick, maybe right there. Accumulation of these candles kind of just up here. I just want to know, you know, where they're fighting last time, so I know to mark some levels, and that makes a lot of sense. So let's go back now to present day and see where that kind of lines up for us. And that gives us a lot of playroom. So I would say on this next run, and it's very strong, that we should be running to 125, 124. And that was the last time we saw some pretty major, you know, fighting resistance. And that's still a good move from 122. So another $2 move right here. Of course, the real play was you playing the breakout and then holding until that next right there. So of course, that's almost a $10 move if you played the real breakout, or even down here over a $10 move. So something super simple like that. So you know, going out Monday, if you held 121, say we come out and it does something like this, boom, holds, and then ends up ripping higher because we are in an uptrend. So we're looking for the continuation. We're looking for, you know, going higher. And then of course, we're already very close to that selling. So you would be taking profit there and then putting your stops above buy and just doing less now. From there, we're going to keep running, or are we going to get stopped out on our runners, you know, in profit? So just like that, keeping it super simple, guys, and just reading the chart. This chart's telling us we're going up. It's telling us we have another price target above right there. And then, of course, we have more at 126, 128. We know this is a good zone for us because the last time we were there was right up here. The last time we were in this green zone right here where we broke above, in the same day we ran to 124, 125. So we opened up above 121, which we will on Monday for this stock, DDOG. We will open up about 121, and it ran the same day the last time, July 23rd, all the way up there. That's which created that selling. Now this time it's possible we break above that selling, but you know that is a good indication right there that you could sell half your position, majority of your position, stops above buy, and just see what happens after that, right? Protect your position, you know, and see where you can ride. So little similarities like that. After breaking it all down, I know a lot of you watching this are probably wondering, like, whoa, that makes a lot of sense now. And that's how it's supposed to feel. It's not guesswork, it's not random, it's just keeping things simple. What is the chart telling you? You know, where could you see the next, you know, zones above or below? Where buyers, where sellers, right? So just like this, if we lost this, we know we'd dump right back to 109, 108 because we saw that weeks ago where we came out of that. We broke above it, held, and then ripped to where we're at right there. They did it in 2 days, 2 days, just like that. So we know we'd probably do it in the same 1 to 2 days. Easy work. So keep it simple, guys. I know if you're watching this, you're a beginner, so keep it simple. And keep watching price action. So study this video. You can do this on any stock. and just kind of play around on some charts and just see what is the market telling you, what is that stock telling you, chart it out, and then the next day or week, let the stock play out and see how did it go with your plan. From there, take notes. What could you adjust? Was it spot on? Was it not? Well, it will be spot on if you follow exactly how I'm teaching you, but how did it go? Make your notes, and then from there, improve and keep getting better. So that's what it's all about. Kind of a long video here, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, share. If you want me to make more of these, let me know on Twitter, Rigo Capital. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next video.